started, I only did about 10 minutes practice every day, and I kind of built that up to about 3 hours every single day, probably for the last 14 years or so, since I'm about 10. But it's never 3 hours in one go. It's always one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. And sometimes even then, my concentration level isn't great, so you have to split it up. Do half an hour, stop for half an hour, another half an hour, stop. And it's really about taking things very slowly. You know, in this day and age, we want results quickly. We want to see an improvement now. I'm very much like that. But I very soon realised that to get better at your instrument does take a long while, slow practice. I always say to people that if there was a shortcut to anything, on the clarinet especially in my case, I would have found it by now. Believe me. And at the same time, you open the A key. So you go.
What is this blasphemy?
And then you try and take your thumb off the register key. So you're playing an F, but overblowing it to a high C, but then putting your finger on the A key. And a good way to practice. Black magic. But there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. And the biggest piece, if I could give you guys one piece of advice when it comes to practicing, is to practice slowly. Incredibly slowly. And you may not notice the benefit of it in an hour, in 2 hours, in a week, but over time, over a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you'll really start to notice the difference.
Oh, that is beautiful.
I've been practicing that a lot. So if we take that first section of Flight of the Bumblebee, very slowly. You would then play the whole piece through at that tempo, so you didn't make one single mistake. And then over time, doing that for an hour or so, then you would slowly speed it up. It takes years and years before you can get to a point where you just play something and you don't even really think about what you're doing, you just kind of do it. One thing I probably should talk about is my instrument here and why I've got a t-shirt that says Leblanc on it, and why there's some clarinets here with my last name on it. We ended up coming up with the idea to design a new line of instruments that were A, played at high quality, but B, affordable. Now those two things don't normally go together, and that's how the Leblanc Bliss was born. The main idea was we wanted something that's very easy to play. And if you have to fight with your instrument, you're not concentrating on what you should be concentrating on, which is how you can make it sound beautiful. That is what it comes down to. I didn't want to make it look like every other clarinet out there, because where's the fun in that? So we decided to make it look a little bit different. You notice my instrument here is black and gold. But if you'd said to me 10 years ago, you'll end up being involved with a company designing instruments, I would have laughed at you and said you were crazy probably, but you never know what's going to happen. The biggest part for me is that every single part of this instrument is made in the USA. Mainly in one factory in Elkhart, Indiana. Yes, you can if you like, if you want to. Go to Walmart and buy a clarinet for $25. I don't know, I haven't done it. Please don't, please. Because what you get may well look like a clarinet, but it doesn't play like a clarinet. And more often than not, these days, we give these instruments to kids that are starting out, and we expect them to learn how to play the instrument on something that a professional couldn't even make work. And when I started on that plastic, fantastic instrument, between that and a pro instrument, there was nothing, really. Now, one thing I always said is, especially in the music industry, you never quite know what's going to happen. And, you know, you make your own luck. But, no matter what you want to do in life, whether it's something in the music industry or anything else, any other profession, if you want to be the absolute best at it, you have to dedicate and work incredibly hard at it. And as I said, you know, when it comes to practice, sometimes it is very frustrating. But when you get to stand on stage and have the appreciation of an audience, it's all worthwhile.